Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Meron akong kukuwento sa inyo. Finally, pwede ko na ikuwento. Okay. Alam nyo bang pinatawag ako ng CBSA? Okay, huwag kayong mag-alala, wala po akong ginawang masama, no? Akala ko, syempre, nung nakuha ko yung aking notice to appear, am I in trouble? Pero hindi naman, no? Alam ko naman sa loob ko na wala akong ginagawang mali. And nabanggit ko na to, no, na-share ko na ng bahagya doon sa isa nating channel sa Spot Pinoy. I was asked to come in for an interview as part of my citizenship application. And finally, pwede ko na nga ikwento, no, kasi tapos ko na po yung proseso. Okay, nakapag-oath taking na ako. So, nintay ko na lang po yung aking passport. But, okay, it appears, I think, no, pag iniisip ko, ako lang ang kakilala kong pinatawag for an in-person interview. Although it does happen, alright? Pero ewan ko, parang most of the time, kasama natin si Attorney Lou, Jansen Dangzalan, para magbibigay siya sa atin ng mga ano ba, pwede nating matutunan dun sa aking pinagdaanan.
Hello,
How
hello.
often, hello Attorney Lou, welcome back. Hindi masyadong madalas ano na tinatawag for an in-person na interview. Although again, it does happen. But most of the time, for what cases ba pinapatawag for an in-person interview as part of your citizenship application process?
So, number one, language proficiency check.
Oh,
That's yeah, a typical question is like, na-meet mo ba yung language proficiency? So, kasi it's required na magsasubmit ka ng proof that you can communicate in one of the two official languages of Canada, and may document list sila kung ano yung pwede mong isubmit. And
yeah.
anyway, if they're not satisfied, they can always like call you in for I guess like an on-site check if nami-meet ninyo yung language requirements, if you can communicate.
Yeah.
Other requirements is they want to verify. For example, if you are still in Canada, because sometimes may iba na parang yung intent nila is kine-question din. Kasi halimbawa, meron akong pinsan actually who went to the US immediately after applying for citizenship in Canada. Nakuha niya yung PR niya, but there was a question of love and a question of opportunities kasi nurse siya. And ironically, alam naman natin to, napag-usapan natin to parate, na for Filipinos, unfortunately, mas madaling i-convert yung lisensya nila from the Philippines to the US than in Canada. So nagtataka tayo, may healthcare worker shortage tayo sa Canada. Sana mag-ayos yung mga nursing colleges sa atin sa Canada, di ba?
Yeah.
In any event, she chose the path of least resistance. The choice was very easy. Na yun nga, nag-jump ship siya to the US. Pero yun nga, entitled pa rin siya sa citizenship dahil na-meet niya yung requirements. So pinatawag siya to check the intent. Pero wala silang mahanap na butas. So eventually, binigay din sa kanya yung Canadian citizenship niya. And I think it was a few days ago nung nakita ko na US citizen na rin siya. So wow, tatlo.
Wow. Congrats doon, ano, ang galing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, yung dahilan ko kaya ako pinatawag ay wala doon sa sinabi ni Attorney Liu. And of course, nasabi ko na kay na-share ko na rin sa kanya talaga ang dahilan. I don't know if you remember, but anyway, na-share ko sa kanya a while back. Papakita ko pala sa inyo yung letter, para lang patunay. Siyempre, ay, ano ba yan? Tinanggal ko si Attorney Liu. There you go. Yan. Okay. I will just, yung upper part, hindi ko mapakita yung head, ano tawag doon? Letterhead? Kasi nandyan yung UCI, yung file number ko. No? So, ito na lang. Ayan, invitation to an interview with a citizenship official and verification of identity documents. Siyempre, nung nag-apply ako, Lou, for my citizenship, I was joining all these Facebook groups, yung mga ganyan. Sabi dun, normal lang yan. Minsan, sinecheck lang nila, random lang daw, nagpapa-interview, check nila yung passport mo, kung may stamps ka, yung mga ganyan. Okay, and I thought IRCC office ako papapuntahin, and nag-Uber ako nung araw na yon, day of my appointment. Biglang pagdating ko dun, wow, CBSA office building na pala yung
Dun,
pinuntahan
dun,
ko.
dun.
Sabi ko, oh my God. So I had my passport with me. That's the only thing I could think of that I needed to bring. Tsaka yung parang kopya ko nung ano ko, yung application form ko kasi you can have that naman.
Yes.
Okay, una sa lahat nakakatakot, Attorney Lou, because it was like a big, just white building.
Yes.
May
Mm.
maliit lang na sign doon na yung pala yung CBSA. All this time, hindi ko alam. Dinadaanan ko pala lagi yung building na yan, hindi ko alam CBSA pala.
Mhm.
When I opened the door, I was the only one there. Ang daming empty chairs, maybe 100 chairs, para siyang like a big lobby. But
Waiting
nobody
area.
was there except one female security guard. Feeling ko nasa Men in Black ako, guys. Alam mo yung pagpasok
Yes.
mo all white, saan ako pupunta? And then this lady who was very nice, no, yung security guard said, okay, take a seat. Somebody in door number 2 will ask you to come in. Dalawa lang talaga yung pintuan doon, para talaga akong nasa pelikula. Sabi ko, oh my God. And then a minute later, okay, Rina, come in, ganito, ganyan. So ang issue nila, guys, ito na, ang tagal, ano, dinelay ko talaga. Wala silang wala silang record ko of my entry to Canada. So they had questions about me kung
Physical
na-meet
presence.
ko yung physical presence requirement, in short. Sakto, di ba? Siyempre, at naisip kong imbitahan si Attorney Lou to talk about this because we always talk about yung monitoring ng Canada sa mga pumapasok at lumalabas dito.
Correct.
Wala silang record nung aking entry. And then they asked me to come in to check my passport for a stamp. Kasi guys, doon po sa application form, tinanong po, no, bago ka naging PR, were you also physically present in Canada, parang as a temporary resident, mga ganyan. Sa totoo, hindi ko naman balak, Lou, i-claim yung presence ko nung ako ay naka-tourist visa. Kasi guys, ang nangyari, spousal sponsorship po ako. Dumating ako during the pandemic. I waited for my spousal sponsorship here inside Canada, and I was on tourist visa for almost a year. So sinabi ko na yes, I was here from this date to this date.
Tama.
Okay, pero FYI guys, yung PR physical presence ko, that in itself would comply doon sa parang almost 3 years requirement. At siniguro ko yun. Hindi ko balak i-claim yung aking visitor status. But since the question was there, I put it in. Ang tanong nila, yung stamp. Ito na yung stamp. Guys, wala rin akong stamp. Wala akong stamp. And then the female who interviewed me, parang ano rin siya, very strong personality. I got scared, sa totoo lang, Lou. Para ang lakas ng boses niya. I felt like I was being accused of misrepresenting yung mga ganyan. Siyempre, siguro sa kakausap ko ng topic na to sa vlog ko, sabi ko, of all the people, ako pa ba ang madedenay ng citizenship? She was insisting, you cannot claim for this period because wala kang ganito ganyan. Pero nagtataka siya kung bakit meron silang record nung extension ko. Kasi 6 months lang yung initial entry, meron daw akong in-extend. Sabi ko, exactly my point. How will I extend if I'm not here? Okay. So there was a long discussion. The interview took about like 45 minutes, about an hour. Ang ending, parang sinabi ko, I even started doubting myself, Lou. Sabi ko, anong year ba talaga ako pumasok? Akala ko na talaga nagkamali ako. Baka 2019 pala ako pumasok, hindi 2020. I started doubting myself because I got scared na dun sa interview kung sa takbo niya. Until I mentioned to the lady, sabi ko, because I remember I entered through Vancouver. It was on this day, ganito, ganyan, kakabukas lang ng borders. It was the pandemic, pinayagan yung mga spouse makapasok, ganito, ganyan.
Yeah.
When I said Vancouver, I noticed that she went on her, laptop. Siguro meron siya mga in-enter dun, and then she found me. Oh,
Yep.
there you are, ganito, ganyan.
Mhm,
Ay
mhm.
naku, and then I said, "You know what? I don't even want to claim my presence nung tourist ako. My
Mhm.
PR presence, ganito, ganyan." So that was it, okey? Kaya ako pinatawag ng CBS, eh. Pero grabe 'no? Oo, what do you think about that? Ano nangyari sa'kin? Was that
I-thought
common?
i-thought bubble muna natin before ko sagutin 'yan,
Oo.
Kasi yung question dun is, were you in Canada, as a temporary resident before becoming a permanent resident? Hindi kasi siya question, baka ma-misconstrue kasi ng mga nakikinig sa'tin today na baka puwedeng gawin, puwedeng i-claim, puwedeng hindi i-claim. Ang
Mm,
totoo niyan, you have to declare kung
I
nasa
see.
Canada nga kayo as a temporary resident. So you answered it correctly. Tama yung instinct
Okey.
mo. Kasi it's a question of like, nasa Canada ka ba o wala? So kapag ka sinabi mo dong no dahil ayaw mo siyang i-claim, as you said, that would actually count as a potential misrep kahit na
Oh,
innocent misrepresentation siya. However, I would argue if I were to defend you in that misrepresentation allegation, yung hypothetical, na hindi naman kasi ito material misrepresentation, kasi may levels of misrepresentation 'yan, eh. Hindi siya
I see.
material kasi na-meet mo naman yung physical presence requirement of 1,095 days as a permanent resident.
Yeah.
Hinintay mo, eh, 'di ba? So,
Yeah.
dun pa lang solve ka na. So, medyo nagtaka lang ako dun sa officer na talagang grinil ka for that, and wala rin namang mapapala.
Hmm.
To be honest, I think it was a waste of taxpayer money that CBSA asked you in. Kasi kung na-meet mo na yung 1,095 days as a permanent resident, tapos chinek mo yung, temporary resident, irrelevant na yun, for the
Yeah.
purposes of counting physical presence in Canada. Ngayon, kung patunton siya ng misrepresentation, again, as I said, minisrepresent pa kung sasagutin mo ng no, yes, it's a misrepresentation. But the question becomes, is it material according to the Immigration Refugee Protection Act? In other words, will it result to an error in the administration of the law? The answer is no, because you
Yeah.
already met the 1,095 days. Irrelevant na siya. So
Yeah.
again, sinayang niya oras niya, instead na yung iba yung mga ini-interview niya, sa totoo lang.
Oh,
Pero yun nga, it's all water under the bridge. Citizen na si
I
Ina.
know, I know.
Congratulations.
Pero alam mo, now that you mentioned that, nung dumating ako dun, alam mo, she pulled out her calculator, parang dun
Yes.
pa lang niya inano.
Oh,
Hindi ko
common
alam,
yan.
kasi guys, when you, apply online dun sa citizenship mo, merong ano sila, may like calculator.
Physical presence
Yeah.
calculator.
So
Yes.
I would assume alam nila na parang eto na yung number of ano mo, number of
So
days present, ganyan.
the
But
reality there is an intake officer will review your file for completeness. The officers, more often than not, when they call you in for an interview, this is the first time that they do a deep dive into your file. They're trying to understand your file like on the spot. This is
I see.
unfortunate, but this is the reality, because
Yeah.
di na naman nila kasalanan yan yung processing pressures from the top. Wala naman official quota, pero may pressure to continually process applications
I
and process reviews in the case of CBSA. Andun, eh. So, hindi
okay.
ako nagugulat na first time nakita ng officer ito, the first time niyang nagkakalkula, and tama ka, may physical
Oo.
presence calculator. And to be fair, if I were middle management here sa CBSA, sasabihin ko, napasa na yung physical presence calculator. Kung walang mali dun sa calculator na yun, minimal human human intervention, kasi pinasok mo lang yung dates. Dapat mas trust mo yung system, kasi automatic subtraction
Yeah.
addition yan, eh.
Oo,
Kasi hindi
oo.
lang naman ikaw nagkaproblema sa physical presence. Ako din nung
Ah,
nag-apply ako,
ah,
2014. Ang storya ko naman, kakatapos lang ng ng citizenship test ko. Tapos yun nga, a few weeks later, tinawag na ako for like, the confirmation, yung interview tinatawag, before the citizenship oath itself. Yung officer binabasa, una ganito, "Français or Anglais or English?" Gano'n. Sabi ko, "Either." Sabi niya, "No, no, no, it's you who has to choose." Sabi ko, "Fine, English." Mukhang ano ata siya, Algerian Canadian ata. So,
mm,
kung Algerian, typically French and Arabic yung
mhm.
kanilang mga languages. So, tuloy kami in French. Tapos yun nga, pero nagiging kagaya ng sa'yo, naging accusatory. Parang
Yeah,
kulang ka ng
oo.
isang araw. Kailangan sabi ko, isang araw, imposible. Tsaka pangalawa, may physical presence calculator sila, ginamit ko yun, hindi lang yun. At ito yung advice na sasabihin ko sa mga listeners kapag nagpe-prepare sila for citizenship. In fact, I would say once you get your PR or even when you arrive in Canada, you need to have an Excel sheet. State lagay nyo dun yung entry and exit ninyo ng Canada. Kasi pwedeng kalkulahin yun sa Excel sheet eh. Mag-start na kayo as early as when you're a temporary resident. Kasi
Yeah.
madali nyo matatrack. So, pangalawa, lahat ng mga boarding passes ninyo, palabas at papasok ng Canada, tago nyo. Ideally, take a picture and then email it to yourself. Para in the future, kapag kinocompile nyo na yung citizenship application ninyo, not only do you have your physical presence calculator nila, isama mo rin lahat ng passport pages mo na may stamp, entry and exit. Kasi, yun nga, hindi na nagsastamp ang Canada, but you can ask a CBSA officer for an entry stamp.
Iyan,
At
bakit nga hindi nagsastamp, Lou? Why did they end that practice na dati
because
lagi? Bakit?
because now everyone has an e-passport and it's electronically logged. Tama naman, hindi ka lang niya nahanap, there's probably a system glitch. But that's on them. So medyo yung kwento mo sa akin, parang medyo, teka lang, bakit nire-reverse nila yung onus? Bakit ikaw yung may
Exactly.
responsibilidad sa sistema nila?
Alam mo ba yung tono niya, yung parang hindi siya makapaniwala, how come wala kang stamp? Yung parang hindi siya aware na nangyayari na walang
Teka, tignan mo,
stamp.
para
Ganon
klaro.
yan.
Para klaro.
But
Parang,
that was the yung parang, I
first
can't
time mo
believe it.
bang
How come
nagtrabaho
wala
sa
stamp?
CBSA, ma'am?
Oo.
Sorry pero kasi alam niya dapat na sila mismo hindi nagsastamp. So parang yun nga,
So
naninindak
I
lang
started
siguro. Alam
doubting
mo,
myself na naman. Did I do
yun,
something
nanggagaslight
wrong?
eh.
Dapat ba merong stamp talaga?
No.
Ganon.
Nanggagaslight siya. Tinatry ka niyang i-poke kung meron siyang mahanap na misrepresentation sa'yo. Paminsan power trip din lang talaga. Natapat kasi isang officer na mahilig sa adventure siguro.
Oh, I hope not, no? Feeling ko talaga nagduda lang sila. Okay. Oh, guys, reminder yan ni Lou,
Kasalanan
no? I
nila.
mean, nagtaka talaga sila nung wala akong ngang entry. Now, guys, remember, so you can ask for a stamp. Okay? You can. Just to be sure,
Oo.
lalo na kung may bala kayong mag-file for citizenship later on. That's a good
Ito pa.
tip. Oh.
Ito pa. So, entry stamp lang ang pwede ibigay sa'yo ng CBSA dahil remember what we talked about in other episodes, walang exit controls ang Canada. So, walang exit stamp ang Canada. So, anong gagawin nyo kapag ka ganun? Tago nyo yung boarding pass nyo palabas ng Canada, number 1. Number 2, sa country of destination ninyo, kung saan man kayo pupunta, the first time you interact with an immigration officer there, halimbawa, meron kayong flight from Toronto to Manila via Narita sa Japan. Ang first immigration interaction ninyo is in Manila. Kasi actually sa Narita may clean area sila doon na hindi mo na kailangan dumaan ng immigration. Sa ibang bansa meron. Like Taiwan for example or sa South Korea paminsan. Hindi, wala pala doon. But anyway, like the South Korea for example kasi naranasan ko yan. Tsaka Taiwan. But anyway, sa Japan, so in that case, Manila yung first other country B. So country A is Canada exit, country B, Philippines. Sa Philippines, sigurado ka naman tatatakan ka eh. Diba?
I see. Okay.
So, magpatatak kayo. At ingat dun sa e-gate kasi bago yun sa NAIA, hindi natin alam kung itatanggalin na rin nila yung exit stamps kasi electronic na rin dapat yan. Ngayon, kung ganun yun na wala na talagang stamp, kausapin niyo yung mga Bureau of Immigration officers doon, mag-request kayo ng entry stamp to the Philippines.
Okay.
Kahit anong bansa na pupuntahan ninyo, pwede kayo mag-request. Tatanungin kayo, why do you need that? Sabihin niyo because Canada, I'm a permanent resident, they have a physical presence requirement and I want to have proof positive, good evidence that I am respecting my residency obligations in Canada. So para matrack nyo rin. Ganun yun.
Alright.
US din, hindi sa stamp.
And this applies both kapag air travel and land crossing to the US. Alam mo na, minsan pag PR, baka may US visa siya, tatawid ng US, hindi kayo lagi ng stamp.
Yes. Ang maganda sa US, guys, if you're not a US citizen, the US tracks your entry exit and it is available online. You need to go to i94.com. That's it.
I don't know if you remember, you mentioned that to me and that's what I used. Kasi ang exit ko lang naman, maliban sa 2 beses ako umuwi ng Pilipinas, so yun, I got my dates easily there. Oh my God, nilista ko yung kahit yung mga day trips ko pa Detroit,
You
siguro
have
isang
to, oo.
dosena yon,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was very useful. Ano yun,
Mhm.
walang waiting time. Kasi may proseso
Oo.
din guys that you can request for your travel history sa CBSA, but it takes a while. Ang bilis nung sa US, kung meron
Hmm.
kayong travel to the US,
Yes.
mag-input ka lang doon.
But the best approach is that you can control, always get a stamp, always save your boarding passes, your tickets. Yung boarding pass talaga yung pinakamagandang evidence, tsaka yung stamp sa passport by an immigration officer. Bakit boarding pass? Kasi kung may ticket kayo, yun yung unang tanong eh, hindi naman ibig sabihin, finulfill mo yung flight. Pwedeng binili mo lang naman yung ticket at nag-no-show ka, 'di ba? Pero yung
Yeah.
boarding pass is evidence na sumakay ka ng eroplano, 'di ba?
Yan,
So,
oo.
yeah, very important
Okay.
siya. Tables,
Oh,
guys, keep the tables active and the minute na nag-travel kayo, pasok niya kaagad do'n. Dapat
yeah.
disiplinado kayo pagdating diyan.
Okay. So ayun guys 'no, dun natapos yung aking interview. Eventually nag-calm down na rin si ate, okay na kami. And then parang she just, ran me through the other eligibility stuff. Okay, English requirement, you good? Okay, parang gano'n na siya, okay. May nagtatanong lang sa'kin na Lou, apparently many of our, kababayans nako-confuse kung ano yung document na puwede nilang
Ah,
i-submit kasi puwede kang mag-upload guys ano, to prove your English proficiency. Kumbaga,
mhm,
okay, ako I uploaded my diploma kung saan may tinapos kasi ako ditong diploma course. Okay, the
yes,
transcript
oo,
there. What else
correct.
ang puwede ba kailangan ba nila mag-English exam kung wala silang gano'n? Ano bang puwede?
Well, most citizenship applications, or citizenship applicants, I should say, na permanent residents would have gone through the PR process kung economic class express entry. May language test sila eh, di ba?
Mhm.
So, kahit expired na yung CELPIP and IELTS ninyo, pwede nyo pa rin gamitin.
Alright,
So,
okay.
halimbawa
Puwede,
that was
kahit
4 years
expired,
ago.
alright.
Kahit expired, tatanggapin nila yan. Meron din silang other documentary requirements. Yung mga people naman who go through settlement services, yung kapag mag-apply ka kasing PR, whether sponsorship or, especially through sponsorship, meron silang ipapadala na notice na sasabihin, or you're eligible for some settlement services, including free language classes. Yung
Okay.
link, yun sa yun sa immigration, yung pinopondohan yun ng inyong application fees. So in other
Mhm.
words, may free language courses ka, complete pa lang yun, very basic. Pero once you complete that, you have a paper, certificate, you can use that as proof of language proficiency. So that's
Oh,
number 2. Sabi mo kanina, number 3, yung diploma mo, nagtapos ka
yeah.
ng pag-aaral sa Canada, kahit short course, it's evidence that you can, communicate in English. Number
Okay.
4,
Oh.
ako ginamit ko, diploma ko from outside Canada. Kasi
Oh,
malinaw na yung education ko sa UST tsaka sa Ateneo was English first, 'di ba?
paano, do you need a certification that the course was delivered in English
So,
or no?
depende. Wala
Oh,
silang sinililista na requirement dun, pero yung transcript tsaka yung diploma ng Ateneo ang ginamit ko.
ng
So it
UST?
has Yeah, UST and
Ah,
Ateneo magkasama
alright.
kasi kasi nung lumipat ako ng Ateneo, nagkaroon ako ng parang anong tawag dun sa Philippines, honorable dismissal and transfer of
Okay.
records. So kapag
Okay.
nagre-request ako ng transcripts ko sa Ateneo, nandun na lahat. So
Alright.
makikita nila yung list of like courses that I took in UST and Ateneo, magkasama, nakasulat dun sa transcripts yung language, 'di ba? It's in
Okay.
English. So, may infer nung officer na it's in English. Pero siyempre nung time na yun segurista ako. So, pinakisuyo ko dun sa kaibigan ko na nagtatrabaho nun sa Ateneo, "Uy, pakuha naman ng certification from Ateneo na yung program was delivered in English." Dali lang
Okay.
naman eh, ₱25 lang eh. So, kinuha ta's pinadala sa'kin, sinama ko sa
Ah,
application. Gano'n
okey.
kasimple.
Pero
Yeah, pero
maaaring
yun nga.
baka nga tanggapin kahit wala nun, Lou, what you're saying.
Puwede, oo. Pero
Ayun
sigurista
nga.
lang talaga ako. Eh, ako kasing parang mapunta sa sitwasyon na papupuntahin ako sa isang CBSA officer na puti, tapos meron madam na ang daming tanong, na ang daming problema
Oo.
sa buhay.
Oo. Nakakatakot siya ha, sa totoo lang 'no. Kahit
Oo,
na ako, I would like to think 'no, parang wala naman akong
hmm,
itatago, alam ko kampante ako. Once you're there,
oo.
nakaka-pressure
Na
siya.
naka-accompany na ako ng mga clients sa ganyan, tsaka ako mismo,
Oo.
ano na rin ako, na-interrogate na rin ako ng IRCC. Trivia,
Yes.
the only country in the world to have refused me a visa is Canada.
Nakakaloka of all. Tas
Kaya
ngayon
nga
ikaw ay
tinatanong
isang
oo.
immigration lawyer.
Tinatanong ako ng
Dito.
friends ko, "Why do you seem like," lalo na sa simula ng practice, "Why do you seem like you have a chip on your shoulder?" I'm like, because they refused me a visa." I'm kidding guys, I'm kidding.
Oo.
But it is true, they did. Tas siyempre, hindi ko pa kasi alam yung idea or concept of dual intent at the time, malay ko ba, kasi pending yung PR application ko. May conference akong na-invite ako as a panelist din sa Vancouver nung time na yun. So na-refuse ako. Pinatawag ako for an interview nun tas ang dami ring hanash ni ate, ang dami niyang tanong. So anyway, so
Oo.
sabi ko, na-refuse ako tapos nung na-complete na yung PR application, hindi pa tapos, hindi pa na-issue yung PR visa ko. Nag-email ako. Dati nun ang dali lang ma-contact ng mga immigration officers nun. As an applicant, I asked like, "Hey, by the way, I still have that conference invitation in Vancouver. Now that most of the process steps are complete sa PR application, can I apply for the visa?" Especially nung time kasi nasa Los Angeles ako. So parang lapit na lang Pwede akong lumipad to Vancouver, 'di ba? Sayang. So nag-reply yung High Commission of Canada nun, sabi niya, unlike before, na ngayon approved in principle yung yung PR mo, hinihintay na lang ma-finalize yung application sa Canada,
Mhm.
mas maganda yung chances mo. We can't guarantee. So, okay, na ko
Hmm.
yan, nasa LA ako niyan, naalala ko. So, prepare ko lahat ng documents ko. Noong time na yun, believe it or not, walk-in pa lang siya. So,
Oh, okay.
nag-walk-in ako nun sa LA, sa LA yon, Canadian Consulate sa LA. Pasok ako. Kasama ko pa lolo ko nun naalala ko, nag-metro pa kami nun. Pagpasok namin sa consulate, sinubmit yung papers, tapos chineck lang ng attendant dun sa counter yung completeness ng visa application ko. Tapos sabi niya, pagbaba niya ng "Okay, you can come back at 11 a.m." Sabi ko, "Oh, is there anything wrong?" Sabi niya, No, it's been approved and you can collect your visa." Same day,
Oh,
di ba?
oh, 'di ba?
Oh,
Okay. Hindi
revenge,
na nila
ganun.
the earlier refusal, hindi na siya naging issue dito sa
Oh,
PR mo?
no, hindi na
No,
daw.
wala.
Oo, hindi na daw. So that
Oh,
was 2009, I believe. Tapos yun nga, my first time in Canada was in like in that conference sa Vancouver, sa
yeah.
University of British Columbia. Present ko yung graduate thesis ko sa
Wow.
it was super fun. Tapos ang dami kong mga na-meet na mga friends na nasa academic circles ng time na yun. But yeah, going
Oo.
back to the citizenship application, napaka din actually worried si mama nun, tsaka yung lola ko na, "Uy, etong si biyahe ng biyahe," kasi alam nila marami akong friends sa US. So, tawid ako ng tawid sa US, punta rin ako ng Europe to visit some friends, ang dami kong biyahe talaga. So, worried sila na baka hindi ko ma-fulfill yung residency obligation or
Confused ka sa
mag-qualify for
computation,
citizenship.
yung ganyan,
Correct,
oo.
nakaka-confuse yun sa computation. In the end, ako pa yung naunang nag-apply at nakakuha ng citizen. So, "Hi ma,"
Oo.
gano'n.
Oh, 'di ba? At least okey na kaming dalawa ni Lou
Hmm.
ngayon. Pero
Kasi
guys
yung
go ahead.
last. Kasi ito
Go.
talaga yung ultimate trick nun. Alam kong masalimuot yung travel history ko. So, alam ko na complicated yung physical presence ko. So, at that point, I was already in law school. So, ano iniisip ko? Sabi ko, well, I want to help the officer. Sabi ko, okay, I've strategically saved all of my boarding passes. I have a travel log of when I came in and out. I have an Excel sheet of my
Mhm.
dates. Na-calculate ko siya, ginamit ko
Grabe
rin yung
'no?
physical presence nila. Tapos ang ginawa ko, yung mga boarding passes ko, kinolate ko in paper. Tapos sequentially,
Gra
naka-annex siya dun sa table. Ganon kadetalyado. Normally, ang processing times for citizenship application at that time when I apply was 2 years, 24 months. Sobrang tindi ng backlog ng
Wow!
IRCC for citizenship at the time. This was
Okey.
2014.
Wow!
Na-process yung sa'kin in 8 months. Kasi
I
nga,
see.
nagkaroon ng zero doubt about the physical presence. Except si kuya, nung the day off, biglang parang for the sake of like, I'm doing my job. So I will
Oo,
doubt
oo,
you
oo.
with the Sabi niya do'n ganito nangyari, sabi, kulang ka ng isang araw. Tapos nagdidiskusyon kami, in French. Tapos, in English kasi 'di ba sinelect ko English. 'Di ba tinanong ako, English or French?
Mm.
Edi sabi ko, English kasi pina-select niya ako. Sasabi ko kahit alin. Nung nagdidiskusyon na kami nung English, kasi I was arguing, "Halika bilangin natin yung mga
Ah.
stamps, ito yung table," gano'n. Then medyo siya yung nataranta, ta's naubusan siya ng English. Sabi ko nag-switch din siya into French, edi siya yung nahiya sabi niya, "But you know what, I know you're here, so it's okay, let's move forward." Oh, 'di ba?
Okey.
Gano'n, siya pa yung nahiya. Gano'n talaga kung over-prepared
Oo.
kayo for that, wala kayong problema.
Okay. So yun guys be organized with your boarding passes, stamps. Ayun, at least for
Mhm,
the physical presence part.
correct.
Last na lang before we end this episode. Grabe 'no,
Mhm,
parang nasampulan tayo basically.
mhm.
And swak dun sa lagi nating pinag-uusapan na
Yes,
kakulangan sa monitoring system ng
yes,
CBSA, ng IRCC, It really
yes.
does happen. Ako hindi nila alam na may entry pala ako dito. How then, for example, right now, how certain are we na kung magkaroon man sila ng exit, monitoring system tulad nung sinabi ni Immigration Minister ngayon na gagawin daw nila like medyo mahihirapan siguro sila ayusin ang kanilang files. I don't know. Now we will have our doubts on the accuracy of whatever data they could
Yes,
later present din,
mm.
Ay naku.
Kasi
Anyway,
ang
go
totoo
ahead.
niyan, I had a client before na sobrang gulo din ng entry, exit niya. Kasi film actor siya, na permanent resident in Canada tapos madalas siyang nasa California, 'di ba? So hindi na niya na-track tapos nakatira pa
Mhm.
siya sa Niagara, so maya't-maya tawid siya ng tawid. So ang hirap talagang i-track ta's talagang binulat-lat namin yung table, yung passport niya to create a table of like entries and exit. Hindi talaga nagma-match. Ang
Oo.
sumo total, sabi ko na lang sa kanya, "Okay, like we can submit this pero magkakaroon ng doubts." Pero if I were you, I would wait another 6 months just to like move forward in time.
Mhm.
Na alam mo yun, na matatanggal natin yung mga questionable dun sa dulo. Pero at
Mhm.
that time din, nag-request ako through access to information. Kagaya ng sinasabi
I
mo kanina, you can request CBSA for the data. They will have it. Pero nung nakuha namin yung interaction data niya with CBSA, hindi rin conclusive, Ina. Kasi nga,
I
they do have the information but it's like disjointed. Hindi
yeah.
kagaya nung sa US na mas organized, alam mo kung ano yung entry, ano yung exit. Hindi talaga
Yeah.
malinaw. So, like you, I share the same sentiment. Kaya nga, naalala ko nung first time tayong nag-discuss about exit controls, there was someone in the comment section that was saying na, yeah, no, CBSA tracks kasi yung airlines, they report to CBSA. Doesn't mean that CBSA tracks if they collect the data. It just means that they have the data, but they don't know what to do with it. That's
Yeah,
it,
I think it's more of
'di
that.
ba?
It's like dinadump lang every day yung
Correct.
passenger manifest, let's say, and that's it.
Yes.
They don't know what to do with it. They don't
Eh, 'di ba
organize it.
si Ate Girl
Oh,
nga sabi, "Paano paano ka nag-extend kung hindi ka naman nasa Canada?" 'Di ba? Parang,
I
naman,
know.
parang infer, 'di ba? This is called logic.
I know. Anyway, okay. Okay, but for those curious pala, yung aking entire process took
Hmm,
more than 6 months. Oo. Kaya
yeah.
nagulat ako sabi mo, doon pala umaabot ng 2 years. Akala ko itong akin na 6 months plus, matagal na because I heard
Mabilis 'yan.
mga last year, parang yung iba daw, 3 months lang, 4 months, ganyan. So,
Alam mo kung bakit?
hmm.
Kasi, um nung time na may pumapatak na 3 months, yung iba nga 2 months, may kliyente ako
Oo.
nag 2 months. Kasi nga, ito yung time na inintroduce nila yung electronic application for citizenship. Kasi before that, it was all paper-based. Ako
Ay,
paper-based ako nun. So ikaw electronic ka, 'di ba? So
mhm.
yung isang client ko from Mexico nun, ginawa namin yung application niya. So nakaupo siya, so nasa likod ako, sino-supervise ko siya kasi I can't create an account for my clients. Ganun yung rules ng IRCC for that. Pero nakita namin na mas mabilis nga yung processing for electronic. So we did an online application nasa likod ako, sinusupervise, tinutulungan ko siya sagutin yung ano. Nagawa namin, yun nga, in 2 months time, nag-ano na siya, citizenship test, and in a few weeks, pinatawag mo for, oath taking. Mas mabilis kasi wala nang data encoding, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So yung mga, tsaka ang nangyari, dalawang line of businesses yan. So originally, it was all paper-based. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang proseso doon. Pero nung inintroduce nila yung online, it was considered a new line of business. So hindi naman lahat nag-o-online pa at the time.
I
So ang
see.
bilis ma-process ng mga initial applications. So ngayon na almost everyone is applying online,
Tumagal na
so
naman.
syempre dumadami, bumabagal na naman. But 6 months is still fast by,
Alright.
by global standards. Tapos by Canadian standards din. Kasi nga, nung time ko nga, 24 months. Diba?
Yeah. Oo. Kasama na dun guys yung interview time ko, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that is it. Let me know what you guys think. Baka may similar experience din kayo sa amin ni Lou na na-interview na pala ng CBSA. We'll end this episode here. Share them sa comment section, okay? We'll end this episode here. Thank you guys. Thank you, Lou. Bye!